So I thought I'd switch gears this time and try a different style and a different approach to using the tablet. I would do this with a mouse and with pen and ink, but I haven't tried this with the tablet yet. And it's just a very much more sketchy, almost kind of comic-ish feel. But I've been really inspired by a couple artists that I've come across, and one's a fairly new artist that I've come across that has been doing artwork for quite some time. And the other artist I've been a fan of his work for a while now, and that's Daniel Danger and Dan McCarthy. Dan McCarthy is the guy I came across just a few days ago, and both of them have kind of a similar style. I don't mean that in a bad way, but I mean they have a definite style to them that is kind of supernatural, kind of the emotions behind it really make you want to just stare at the artwork and think. They're extremely talented individuals. So Daniel is by far much more kind of on the scarier side with his artwork, and Dan is more, I would see it more as like landscape type stuff. So definitely look him up and you'll see what I'm talking about. But I wanted to do something that was kind of more on the comic book kind of lines, but just had that real sketchy feeling, and tried to stick to just a few colors, not using a lot of effects or anything like that. Tried to stick to hard brushes and tried to come up with something that was a little bit kind of surreal, but at the same time a little bit kind of scary, I guess. And this may or may not turn into another album cover, hence the title. But again, it was just kind of an experiment with the style again on a tablet, because I'd never tried it on a tablet before. So it's intentionally supposed to be very dark, and pretty much the only brightness of this piece is the windows in this passenger train, and it was a lot of fun to do. I was at one point, you'll see me trying to draw silhouettes of people, and I just couldn't get it. So I actually skipped the part where I used myself as a reference, and had my wife take a couple photos of me that I could use for a reference for the silhouettes. But I omitted that part out because I had just woken up that morning and looked pretty haggard. So I thought I'd spare you the cruelty of seeing myself at 7 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out which end is up, and I just dragged those layers in without you knowing. So you'll see them later on in the piece. Also, a huge thanks to A Shell in the Pit. I came across his music here when I was working with David Silverberg on the Hutch video, and have just been impressed by his music and wanted to use it somewhere, but just didn't have the right content that had the feeling that his music gives me. So I finally whipped something up where it fit, and he was gracious enough to let me use it. So of all the guys I mentioned in this video, there's links below. Definitely go check them out. Hopefully you'll get inspired like I did and motivated to do some artwork, regardless of what it may be or how it turns out. But yeah, have fun, and I will see you next episode. And I'm just gonna let this track play out, and